Hey everybody, it's of course TKIF and Campus Friday here on KEMPIRERadio.com, and you know we love to talk about reality TV, and we are so excited about this new reality TV show on Bravo. We've been talking about it for the last couple of weeks, and now we have one of the stars. Please welcome to TKIF for the very first time. She's, first of all, she's not just a reality star, she's a style expert. She is a Gail lookalike. We'll talk about that. Please welcome to TKIF our girl Daisy Lewellyn here to Kempire Radio. What's going
Hi
on, Daisy?
there.
For, for,
Hello, party people.
first of all, I know a lot of people are saying you look like Gail King. You look like Gail King. When you
Yes.
when you first, because I'm sure your look has transformed over the the last few years. When you put this look together for the show, did you have that in mind?
No, I mean, I've been getting that ever since I started wearing my blonde bob.
Oh,
So I've been getting that for a little while now.
yeah.
And it's so funny because like I said, I get it from everywhere, from TV executives, from producers, to people on the street. But actually, people who actually know her, they tell me that it's more than just like the hair. It's more of the style, and I guess more of our personalities.
Yeah,
That we seem to really have similar personalities. We're both kind of bubbly and outgoing, so it works for me. I think she's a beautiful person. She seems like a very loyal friend, and I'm a loyal friend, so I'm like, all right, I'll take it. I'll be Oprah's best friend.
well, Daisy, I
I don't
mean,
mind.
that's a good person to be compared to. She's a very pretty woman as well, and you're pretty as well. But we have to talk about this
Thank you.
reality TV show, Blood, Sweat, and Heels,
Yes.
here in New York City. First of all,
Yes.
I've been saying this every week. I was like, I'm gonna give the show a chance, but I said I love anything that's based here in New York City. I love it.
I know. It's such an exciting place to be.
Why did you decide to do the show? Like, what was your intention when you decided, I'm going to be a part of this reality series?
Well, when production approached me about doing the show, I immediately felt comfortable doing it. Number one, because it was Bravo, and it's a network that I really, really adore and admire. And then number two, because it was about who I am, which is a career girl. So it was
Hmm.
going to be about girls in their careers, all different careers. I'm the fashion girl on the show, and I thought, wow, this will be a great opportunity to honestly show people in the world that fashion is great and it's a lot of fun, but every day is not, we don't only have champagne days and Louboutin nights. It's actually a lot of work.
Hmm.
So I thought that this will be a great platform, and of course to share all the great things that I have going on. Of course, my book Never Be Retail Again, and just how I'm compassionate, or I'm passionate about fashion and about my assistants and such. So it was just a great platform for me to just kind of show the world who I am.
Anyone that gets on reality TV show, they have what they want to put out there, but when it actually airs after editing and everything like that, do you feel like the show depicted you in a way that was honest and true to you?
That's such a great question. I feel like that's $1 million question that I do get in every interview. And I have to say, 100%, without a doubt, absolutely yes, yes, yes.
Hmm.
Everyone, even before the show came out, they're like, are you afraid? Are you scared? Of course, the big E word editing, how's it going to be?
Hmm.
And when I actually saw the show, because I see the show when you see the show. So
Uh-oh.
when it airs, that's when it airs. So it's not like I can go in the cutting room and say, don't say this, don't say that.
Hmm.
I love it. I mean, I felt like it definitely, we shoot for hours and hours and hours and days and days and days. So they can only put so much within 1 hour. And I thought, wow, they did such a great job of really capturing who I am. I'm a funny
Hmm.
girl. I'm a silly girl. I'm a family girl. I'm a fashion girl. So I was so comfortable with my character because the character is not a character. It's really me, Daisy
Yeah.
Lewellyn. So I was more than happy to have them show it because everything was extremely accurate. I can't speak for other reality shows,
Yeah.
but our show is real. Like
Yeah.
our show, everything that happened really happened. Everything that everyone said, it was said. So I felt totally comfortable and satisfied.
I have to say, your character really, because I know the premise of the show is to really focus on everyone's careers and things of that
Hmm.
nature. But I have to say, with you, it really was a focus on your career. We did see parts of your family life and relationships and things like that. But really,
Hmm.
generally, the large part of it was about
Hmm.
you, as a, style person in your life and
Yeah.
fashion.
Yeah.
So there really was a focus on that. You're almost very squeaky clean for reality TV, you know, especially with what's on TV nowadays. But
Yeah, it's interesting. Yeah, I mean, I was happy about that, and believe it or not, there's a lot more to my career that
mhm,
we didn't even, tape or get to film because there's only so many hours in a day. So
yeah.
I thought it was great, a great depiction of what I do and kind of a snapshot. And so hopefully we can see more some soon.
What was there an aspect of your career in your life that you wish they showed more of?
No, like I said, I felt like everything was really balanced, really accurate, and
Hmm.
maybe it just shows that I work the most. Not saying that the other girls that I'm in my life, probably like 70% of this work. So that just was accurate because I work a lot. I mean, I definitely have friends and I have family and I spend a lot of time, with them when I can. But I'm definitely a career girl, and a lot of girls right now they want families and they want husbands, and I definitely want that and kids too. But I just have to go with what my reality is. And right now, until the kids and the husband come, it's going to be full speed career, full speed career.
What was beyond the career? There was a point in earlier on in the reality series Blood, Sweat, and Heels. If you guys just tuned in, we're here with Daisy Lewellyn here on
Hello.
KEMPIRE Radio's TKIF. Daisy, there was a point when you went on a date. You were very late for the date, and it's so funny because
Oh gosh.
one of my pet peeves is people being late. So I'm watching this and I'm so
Yes.
annoyed for him. But
Right, 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 right.
I was annoyed for him. How late were you actually?
You know what? It's so bad because I'm such a late person that I don't even know how late I was. I don't, but I can tell you that however late I was, he had enough time to leave if he didn't want to stay.
Good point.
And I was definitely apologetic about being late, but
You
my
were.
thing is like, if that's your thing, like if that's your thing, and you know that that pushes your buttons so far that you get really upset, then you should probably exit stage last so that
You're
you
right.
can save me from having like the date from hell. So I was confused because I'm like, but you stayed, so you stayed to like yell at me, or you stayed because you wanted to stay? So that totally threw me off. I mean, obviously that was the first and last date, but I don't know. I just think that there's something, of course, you have to be respectful of people's time, and I completely understand that. And that's why I was
Mhm,
like texting him and calling him, the entire day. Again, I'm definitely guilty of putting too much on my plate. I had a
mhm,
lot of work that day,
mhm.
and because the thing is, even though you're taping a reality show, you're still working. So it's
Yeah.
like, it's not my job to go on a date for a reality show. No, I still have a full day's work, and then we're going to tape the date, which is also a part of my life. So he was quite upset. It was a bit of a turnoff and a bit shocking because his behavior. I was like, you're swearing at me because you're yelling at me because, like, I was so confused. So, like, my face the entire time was like, I'm sorry. Did I miss something?
Well, I
And
have to.
people said, Bravo set it up. And I'm like, no, I was the one who invited him out. No one set that up but me.
Well, I have to admit, I did not like the way that he handled it. Because personally, if it was me, I would have left. I wouldn't have been waiting around that long.
You would have left.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he was being very passive aggressive, and it was kind of very immature. That was the part that really turned me off. I was a little annoyed that you were late because that is one of my pet
Yeah,
peeves.
which is reasonable. And that's understandable because that is some people's things, like, don't be late. And I
Yeah.
could completely understand that. But I don't think there's any room to tolerate disrespect, or just kind of verbal abuse for that matter.
Yeah, it did go stage left. But
Yeah.
as we said, the Blood, Sweat, and Heels has really focused on your career. But the other ladies, they have focused on parts of their careers. But there are some ladies that
Yeah.
they focus on a little bit less than their careers and more of the mess of their
Yeah.
lives. Um,
Yeah.
let's talk a little bit about a couple of highlights from Blood, Sweat, and Heels. First of all.
Okay.
Geneva's big, Uptown Magazine party where Melissa and
Yeah.
Micah got really smashed. You weren't there, but you did see
They
the
were
episode.
hammered, right?
You did see the episode. What were your thoughts on
Yes,
that?
my mouth was open. Oh my gosh, because I kept hearing about it.
Hmm.
Because the thing is, like I said, when you see the episode, I see the episode. So I
Yeah.
kept hearing about it when we were taping that Geneva was really upset, and oh my gosh, I'm like, what could have possibly happened that bad? And when I saw the episode, I have to admit that my mouth did drop to the ground. And I could tell that they were drunk because Melissa's so composed. Like she doesn't act like that, or she's never
Mhm.
acted like that with me.
Yeah.
So I thought it was kind of funny. And I mean, maybe because like I know Lynn, I know the publisher of Uptown. I mean,
Hmm.
I know the editor in chief. So it's like it's tough because in New York City we do have a lot of work events,
Yeah.
but the work events sometimes are play events because they're like our friends and our homies and like we hang out all the time.
Hmm.
So I'm definitely not excusing their behavior, and I can understand Geneva's frustration. But I guess I just kind of gave them a pass because I just know how it is. You go to work events like every night, and you might be drinking, and it's not always that big of a deal. But I guess looking at it from the outside, not really knowing that everyone was friends and that Melissa knows, the owner, and that Geneva was new to the company and stuff.
Hmm.
I guess they could have been a little more tame.
You
But
had
it
a
was
lot of
quite funny. It was quite funny.
it was funny, but then I felt for Geneva because as you can see, I'm really invested
Definitely.
in the show because I felt for Geneva because I was like, if that was my
Yeah.
work event, I would have been very upset.
Yeah, yeah. So, she had every right to be upset, because it was her working event. It was a very important night.
Yeah.
So sometimes, we win some and we lose some.
Yeah. We talk a lot about, their behavior at that event, but Micah,
Uh-huh.
she's also been a big, highlight of the show. And they've highlighted a
Yeah.
lot of those
Mhm.
moments where she's drinking. And,
Mhm.
and I'm sure people, other
Mhm.
interviews actually, do you think Micah has a drinking problem? But now I know during,
Mhm.
when Bree brought it up to you, you didn't feel like she had a drinking problem. But now
Mhm.
that you've seen
Mhm.
the show over the last several weeks,
Mhm. Mhm.
do you think not necessarily do you think Micah is an alcoholic, but do you think she has an issue
Mhm.
with alcohol?
Mhm. It's so funny that I think that's the number two question that I get,
Hmm.
because it's been kind of a theme that's been going on throughout the show, which
Yeah.
I think it's kind of I think it's interesting because after seeing the show and after being able, knowing that I was in a lot of those scenes where she was drinking,
Hmm.
I I don't think she has an issue because everybody else had a glass in their hand too.
Hmm.
And the thing that I think that is not always pointed out by some of the people that think, Demetria, Bree, and Geneva, they've clearly stated that they feel like she has a drinking problem.
Hmm.
They've labeled her as an alcoholic at times, which I think is a bit harsh,
Hmm.
or having alcoholic behavior. But I think the thing is that you have to know going into the situation Micah's personality. And I
Hmm.
think you can see that even when she's alone. She's a silly, crazy girl.
Yeah.
So she's a silly, crazy girl without the Chardonnay, without the Riesling, without the Sauvignon Blanc. So I guess when you just add a couple of glasses, it just heightens her fun personality. Some people are like the mean drunks where they get into the fight at the club, and
Yeah.
then some people are like the happy drunks, and some people are like the loving drunks where they love everybody. So I really think it's kind of ridiculous that she's been labeled that, and I know
Yeah.
that. Probably a lot of people that watched the show and a lot of people that were on the show really went with that theme, but I just thought it was kind of mean because I just think that it was really taken out of context,
Yeah.
and unfortunately, she's had to kind of really deal with these accusations seriously, and they've affected her and her family. So I
I'm
think it was
sure.
just unfortunate that that was something that was pushed through with the cast members so much because I think if they wouldn't have mentioned that so much, then it wouldn't have been a focus. But that's what they felt, and
Hmm.
I just think that there could have been other things that we could have focused on, and I think
Hmm.
that was one unfortunate part about our show that everyone has so many great talents, and
Yeah.
everyone's so diverse. Yes, we're all six Black women, but we are all so different, and I just wish that collectively that a lot of the cast members could have just focused on more positive things about each other rather than like bragging on one particular thing. Do you know what I
Hmm.
mean?
Yeah. Yeah. Without it.
Um, and if you're concerned with someone, that's different than like bringing them to the ground. Like if
Yeah.
you really have a drinking problem, you don't like yell at a person. Like you really, show them help and you're concerned. You don't just like toss them to the wolves. So
Yeah.
I guess everybody handles things differently.
Is it something that maybe Micah has expressed to you? You know, now that you guys are in kind of watching the shows together, has she expressed concern about the way that she's being depicted on the show?
Oh yeah, I mean we talk about it all the time. That
Hmm.
it's kind of scary.
Hmm.
She's been in the business for so long. She has businesses, so you just have to wonder like, will people really believe this? Will it be affected? Will my business be affected? I tell her all the time she has nothing to worry about because at the end of the day, you have God on your side, and so you just have to push forward and persevere, and just keep smiling and just know who you are.
Hmm.
Because when you're on television, period, especially reality shows, everybody, has an opinion, and that's okay. But you got to really know who you are. And so if
Definitely.
you really feel like you don't have a drinking problem, if your boyfriend's not concerned, if your mother's not concerned, your family's not concerned, then I don't think you need to be concerned. But it definitely has hurt her. It hurt me as
Yeah.
a friend to see that. Like the scene in the Hamptons, again, I wasn't there, and I was watching the scene practically almost in tears, yelling at the screen, like, you guys, her father is sick. Her father just died. Like,
Mhm.
how could you do that? Again, I wasn't there, but just
Yeah.
watching it, I just felt like, wow, my heart just went out to her.
It did see that scene in the Hamptons did seem out of control. And it's really hard because it seemed like it just went from one situation to another situation. So
Yeah.
there was definitely some editing there and parts that were missing. So it was hard to figure out. It really did make Michael look like she was just spazzing out, from
Yeah.
overthinking and things like
It's
that.
hard
So
to watch. It's
yeah,
really hard to watch, and I feel like when you sign on to do a show, you have to have some kind of trust that you feel like whatever happens will be shown,
yeah,
honestly.
definitely.
And I can just speak for the scenes that I was in.
Hmm.
Everything was honest. So,
Yeah. Daisy is here with us
unfortunately,
from Blood,
yeah.
Sweat, and Heels, Bravo TV's Blood, Sweat, and Heels. It's, of course, TK, I think, it's Friday. Make sure you guys are linking everyone to tonight's show. This reunion is coming up, Daisy. What can you
Yes,
tell
the
us about,
finale tonight, then the reunion.
yeah,
Woo!
what can you tell us about the reunion without giving too much away?
Oh, okay. Well, do you have? First, I'm gonna need like some aspirin, Tylenol,
Oh,
like some laughter, because oh gosh, it was intense.
mm-hmm,
It was definitely intense. It it was like an emotional roller coaster.
mm-hmm.
I definitely even had some behavior that shocked me, that shocked
Oh,
myself. Yeah. Um, but I definitely tell people to tune in. We have some fun surprises though. Like I have a fun surprise
okay.
dealing with beauty. Micah has a fun surprise dealing with breakfast. Like we
Oh,
do have some fun surprises, but it was intense and it was hard for me because I'm just such a sensitive person, and I'm a
mhm.
sensitive person for other people.
Yeah,
So just like things that are mean are really hard for me to stomach. They really
yeah.
are, and I know it might sound so silly, but it's really difficult for me.
No, I can definitely understand that. So
Yeah.
the
So, but I think it's gonna be a good show. It's 90 minutes, so they had to give us a whole half an
wow.
hour in addition because it was a lot.
We were just talking about Micah, and we were just talking about the reunion. But the one person I wanted to talk about, because you've made comments during your confessionals during the show, Melissa Ford,
Mm-hmm.
who was
Melissa Ford.
transitioning from video model to real estate broker, and it seemed
Mm-hmm.
as if, and I tweet live during the show, it seemed as if the focus it was almost as if her transition from being the video model to realtor,
Mm-hmm.
it was not happening because of the kind of behavior that she was exhibiting on the show. And you kind of
Mm.
insinuated during your confessionals that you're like, I thought you were trying to leave that life behind. What are your thoughts on that?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and you'll definitely see us talk about more about that on the reunion too.
Yeah,
Because the thing is, you watch it separately, and so
yeah.
then when you get together, you're like, oh, I didn't know that made you mad, or I didn't know that was offensive to you. Those kind of things that happen.
Hmm. Hmm.
So I just support. I was trying to support Melissa in the things that she told me that she wanted to do.
Yeah.
If she would have told me, Daisy, I'm doing videos again, I would be like, all right, girl, when's the party? If she told, but she told, I was like a long time ago, I'm over it. I'm into real estate now. I'm like, great, that's amazing. I'm all for you.
Definitely.
So, I guess it was like, it could have been hurtful for her. I'm just saying, listen, you told me you wanted to do real estate, so why are you doing things that you were associating with your video life? If
Hmm.
you want to do it, it's okay.
Yeah.
It's fine. But I just follow people with what they tell me they want to do, and that's all that I was doing.
Yeah, I agree. I definitely agree, and that's part of what I was, during our tweet live, chats. I was saying the same thing. I was like,
Yeah.
Melissa, I thought you were trying to leave that life behind. You're not really taking this real estate, you know, job seriously. And I guess that's a
Yeah.
conversation we'll have to have with her when she drops by the show. But we're going to focus on
Yeah,
you.
yeah. I guess it was a money thing for her at
Yeah,
the end of the day, which I think everybody can understand, especially in New York. New York is
yeah.
not a cheap place to live.
Nope.
And again, there's no judgment. It's just whatever you tell me you want to do, I'm going to support you on it. And as a friend, I'm going to hold you accountable. Not in a
Definitely.
judgmental way, but in a supportive way to say, hey, let's do what you want to do. And if this is your thing you do at night and you do real estate during the day, by all means, go for it, because it's your life and you got to make decisions that make you comfortable.
Definitely. Daisy, because we have you here, it is, we're transitioning from winter to spring. You're a style expert.
Oh, yes.
What are some
Yes.
tips? We have a lot of ladies that listen to our show. So what are some tips that the ladies
Hmm.
should be looking out for as the seasons change?
Oh, this is so perfect because I'm actually co-curating a Pinterest board right now with glow.com, which is with MSN. So if the girls go on Pinterest, they can find like a lot of pics that I've actually picked to transition from winter to spring.
Awesome.
I definitely think you've got to get an amazing trench coat if you don't already own one.
Hmm.
You've got to get an amazing trench coat, something with a nice shape, something that's not too flimsy in the fabric, that has a nice little stiffness, but that still works with your body. Because sometimes when they're too loose, they look a little like very, very low quality.
Hmm.
So a nice quality trench. Ted Baker does a nice trench. H&M usually does a nice trench. Zara usually has a great trench every spring. I
Hmm.
also think that all the girls have to figure out their power skirt. When I say their power skirt, it depends on your body type and your lifestyle.
Okay.
I personally love a good pencil skirt. Some girls love a good full skirt, but whatever the skirt is that looks the best on your body, rock it and rock it hard. Of course, as you saw on the show, I love color. Yeah, I can't get away
Yes.
from it. Never will. Never plan on doing it. So really, really embrace the pastels this season. It's like a sorbet dream come true. The
Oh,
pinks and the mints and the baby blues and the lavenders. And then we're going all the way high with electric colors, like those citrus colors, like orange and yellow and lime green and the hot pinks and the cobalt blues. Those are going to be really big. And then also really, really embodying the new sandal trend of gladiator sandals.
oh
We've seen
wow.
them come like in and out, but they're back and they're
Oh
back
wow.
with a bang. And you can do a gladiator sandal in a flat, or you can go kind of sexy and really trendy and do like a high heel gladiator sandal. So that's definitely one of the bigger trends that we're going to be seeing this season. But no matter your body type or your budget, you can have it all.
What's one of the biggest mistakes you see ladies make when it comes to their style?
One of the biggest mistakes that I see women make is that they look at celebrities. We love them. We love their style. And all they do is look at the celebrity outfit and they put the same outfit on. But
Mm,
the number one thing that they didn't consider was the body type. So I
yes.
see women dressing really, really cute, but they're not dressing for their body type. So what I always say, I talk a lot about this in my book, you've got to look and find like your body type icon. So it's like, okay, do I have kind of like a curvy butt like J Lo? Let me pay attention to what she wears. Or do I have like a longer body, leaner frame like Michelle Obama? Let me pay attention to what she wears. So you can kind of have your eye on that prize and see, oh, she wear a belt. I can rock a belt too. You know what? My belly is, hey, listen, I had some pizza last night. Let me see what the curvier goes. Let me see what Queen Latifah's rocking. She may have a fuller belly, and so do I. So
Hmm.
don't X out yourself because of your body type. Just figure out who your body type icon is.
Wow. All that great information in just a few minutes. That's so great.
Yes, and I have
Daisy
tons
Lu-
more.
Daisy Lewellyn from Blood, Sweat, and Heels is here. Thank you so much for being here. Is there another season to Blood, Sweat, and Heels? Has that been confirmed yet?
You know what? That has not been confirmed, but I mean, if we could just get it from everyone speaking about it, it would happen immediately because everyone's been asking. It's been so amazing. The ratings have been through the roof. We broke
Yes.
Bravo records. Even the first show,
Wow.
2.5 million out the gate. And February was a huge month for us. Millions and millions and millions. And every Sunday we had a pretty competitive day with other shows. So we are just waiting and waiting on, Daddy Bravo to tell us if it's a go or if it's no no.
And I'll take it as if there is a season two that you would come back.
I would definitely be open to talking about it. And I
Daisy.
think you're asking me after I have like a black eye from the reunion, so you might have to ask me after I heal. Oh,
Oh,
sorry.
oh my gosh. We have to watch this
Uh-oh.
reunion. Oh my god.
Uh-oh.
Blood, Sweat, and Heat. First of all, let people know what else is, because I know you have books out and you have new things that are coming up. What should people be on the lookout for right now from you, Daisy Llewellyn?
Yeah, well, let's see. By the time after the reunion, I'm going to Chicago soon again to shoot the Steve Harvey show again.
Wow.
So that's going to be coming on, I believe, April 14th. I'll be on there for the second time. It was so much fun. And we're doing a plus-size fashion show with all the top spring trends that curvy girls thought they couldn't rock.
Okay.
So it's going to be super fun and super sexy. Of course, my book, Never Pay Retail Again, is available on iTunes and Amazon and Kindle, and a lot more fun to come. And just keep tuning in on Twitter and Instagram because I'm always doing segments and just really just giving information because I want women to feel their best and to look their best.
Most definitely. Blood, Sweat, and Heels airs on Bravo every Sunday at 9 o'clock. Make sure you guys tune in. Daisy, thank you so much for being here. I hope you'll come back.
Oh, absolutely. We can talk spring trends.
Most definitely. It's, of course, TKI Think Campus right here on KEMPIRERadio.com, and we'll be right back.